There are cities that try to impress you. And then there are cities that don't seem to care if you understand them at all. Budapest feels like the second kind. Budapest is beautiful, but not completely polished. Elegant, but also feels a little gritty. It's more like a place that's comfortable showing you everything, not just the pretty parts. So we gave ourselves 3 days and a budget to see if we could still experience the best of this city the only way we know how. Welcome to Budapest. This trip was a last-minute pivot. We were supposed to be in Ireland, but flights got canceled and plans fell apart. So we ended up here instead. But I guess that's kind of the point of our channel. Some of the best trips don't go the way that we've planned. And if we can't make an unexpected detour, what are we even doing?
Seats look like a water taxi.
Another silver lining, this is the first of what will probably be many flights on Ryanair. A good test of what we should expect with this airline.
Jacket from its packet and to place it over your head. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very delighted to welcome you to Budapest.
When we got to Budapest, we decided to tackle figuring out the Budapest Go 72-hour travel pass, which in our heads was going to be an all-access golden ticket. Access to the public transit, a free river cruise, museum entries, discounts, and whatnot. That does exist, but yeah, that's not what we bought. What we actually got was a very straightforward, very humbling public transit pass. Trams, buses, that's it. But the good news, it was $5,700 for a person. So we're going to call this mistake a win. Stretch that budget, baby.
Hungry?
Yes, it is.
How many times am I gonna hear that?
As many times as you say you're hungry.
So remember when we said we're only going to spend $100 a day? Well, we're not off to a strong start. Almost immediately, we went to one of the most touristy, likely overpriced places we could possibly have picked.
So we have some time to kill before we can check into our hotel. So we're gonna go try our first Hungarian dish. There might be better or more affordable places to go further away from the river, but since we're here, we're gonna keep it kind of close and go to a spot that Tony picked out.
Way to throw me under the bus. Yeah, I picked this one. We just wanted to try goulash.
Thank you.
Let me know if you need more.
Okay, thank you. Goulash is pretty much a thick beef stew with paprika, of course.
I was like, where's the beef?
That's what I said.
The food was good, so I'm not saying don't go to places like this. Go if you want.
Yum. Tastes like soup.
But we'd rather get local recommendations on cheaper Hungarian food. If you pick the most touristy area in town to eat, you're gonna get touristy prices. My mistake. We'll make up for the heavy earlier spending on the remaining days.
So Sarah's currently buying postcards for our Patreon members, but we were having a conversation and I got to thinking about it. How many languages I can say hello in? I think I have about 11. So Japanese, Korean, Thai, I want to say Cambodian, but I can't remember it right now. And I know I'm going to look it up later and be like, oh yeah. So that's 3. Hawaiian, Chamorro, English, of course, French, Italian, Chinese, Albanian. I learned it in Hungarian, but I don't know how to pronounce it yet, so I won't say that yet. So it's somewhere around 10 or 11, I think.
Stealing my talking point?
Yeah. How many languages can you say hello in?
The same as yours, plus Simlish.
What's Simlish?
It's the language in The Sims.
How's it go?
Susu.
We hadn't really planned to factor in our accommodations, but we'll add that to the equation too. Day 1, already in the red. Ready for the quickest room tour you'll ever see?
Here it is. While we're exploring Budapest for the first time, let me tell you about a few apps that we downloaded to help us throughout this trip. First, Budapest Go is the public transportation app that you can use to plan your route, access your digital ticket. We've been using it consistently for the buses, trams, the metro, you name it. Next, I highly recommend having some sort of currency converter on your phone. The currency here is the Hungarian forint, and it's really important to us as semi-budget travelers to keep track of what we're spending. And of course, we made sure that Holofly was geared up and ready to go with our eSIMs as soon as we landed. Holofly gets us unlimited data in over 200 destinations around the world, and on this trip in particular, we've been using our eSIMs for everything, from navigation around the city to restaurant reviews. I cannot tell you how nice it is to have unlimited data on a trip like this. We're not having to ration our internet usage, and that puts time back into our day to explore and capture the moments and not constantly check how many gigs we have left. Holofly offers over 15 regional eSIMs and 1 global eSIM, which is perfect for us as we're bouncing around Europe.
One thing that makes it super easy for us is the always on feature. You get 1 extra gig of data every month, even after your eSIM expires, which is clutch when traveling. And their monthly plans work in over 160 destinations. Use the link below for 5% off your next eSIM and 10% off Holofly plans for your first 12 months.
So I feel like ruin bars are one of those things that were like a local secret. It became kind of like a tourist hotspot. A lot of these started here in the old Jewish quarter, and then after World War II, this area was hit pretty hard. And then after communism, nothing really changed and it kind of fell apart. Then in the early 2000s, people kind of saw the potential in it. It all just kind of stayed like this, you know, not rebuilt, nothing's changed. This was the first, the OG. So we had to come and see it.
First impression of a ruin bar, this place is wild, man. What is this disorganized, overwhelming, and utterly magical place? Is this one bar or multiple bars? A glorious, sprawling junkyard of mismatched furniture, surreal art installations, and decades of accumulated history, all given new life and a place to gather and drink.
I'm having way too much fun with this.
In Hungarian, these are called ronkaszma. And for any Hungarians out there watching this video, please feel free to correct that pronunciation. But they literally mean ruin pub.
I found a t-shirt for you.
What? You can't show that. What?
Tony asked what their local beers were, and he said there's an IPA and there's a cherry ale, so that is what we got, respectively.
That is really freaking good. That tastes like candy. Dang, I feel like I wouldn't.
Give it here, Malfoy.
Give it here, Malfoy.
That's really good. That's like juice. You're gonna like that.
It smells good. I haven't enjoyed it.
It's so good. Usually cherry's a little nerve-wracking because it can get medicinal real quick.
Yeah,
but
that's true. That tastes like the ices you get when the melt.
Yeah.
You just drink the juice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was not as good as that. I know it's a little touristy now, but I bet this was the spot back in the day. Like, I feel like there'd be a lot of just live bands playing in every other room. People just going crazy. I feel like this is like a really good metalhead spot.
According to the Reddit thread I'm currently on, it sounds like a lot of them died during COVID.
Yeah.
So this is like they claim, according to this Reddit thread, this is like the last
Of the Mohicans.
true standing one.
2 beers, 4,700 forint. That leaves us with about $6 left over for the day.
Is that the Hungarian bath you wanted to take me to?
Okay, so after a horrible start to the first day, we realized we couldn't just show up and succeed with this budget challenge. We had to actually figure out how to do this properly. The word free usually helps.
We're up at the crack of dawn this morning to try to catch a good sunrise. And apparently, we aren't the only ones with that idea.
But there's a good reason everyone is here this early. We'll try to show you in a few minutes.
Currently standing on a 19th century fortress, and I feel like when you look at the skyline on this side of the city, this is one of the buildings that really stands out. I think no matter where you stand on this fortress, you can get a really great view of the river and then the other side of the city.
From up here, you can finally understand the city. The Danube River cuts straight through it.
So the sun's gone now, but you can see it rising, and it was an entire orange orb of just glowing beautifulness. And then you got the Parliament Building out here in the front. Such a great shot.
They say if you're looking down and can see the city, you're on the Buda side. And if you're looking up, Pest. The architecture here truly is remarkable. It's straight out of a fairy tale.
So Fisherman's Bastion is one of those places that I definitely recommend going to for free. You can pay to go to the upper portions, but if you get there in the morning, which I think is the better time to get there anyway, you can go to the upper decks for free.
Those Instagram baddie sunrise pics, get there before sunrise to
Yeah.
stake your spot.
Yeah, stake your claim.
And then stick around after because the crowds will dwindle out and the lighting's still really nice and you'll be able to get some really good shots.
That time frame between 7:30 and 8 is the good spot where most people have gone because the sunrise is already up, and the tour buses I think get there around like 8:30, 8:15, so you have that golden window for prime Instagram photos.
Yeah, so follow us on Instagram if you haven't already.
So what do you do after getting up early enough to catch the sunrise? Well, I know what we would do. Go back to bed. But a short nap later, and we were out looking for more local food. But this time, we're doing it the right way.
So we reached out to a couple of local creators who live in Budapest. Shout out to Petra's Perspective and Stuffed Cabbage Adventures. Unfortunately, we weren't able to meet up this time, but they gave us some really cool recommendations of some restaurants we can try.
The first stop led us back to the old Jewish quarter, to a spot specializing in Jewish-style Hungarian food. But we also came across something unexpected on the way there.
I think they're filming a movie here. A lot of camera crews, people look like they're dressed from like the 1940s and 50s.
I think I found what they're filming, which is very exciting for me. And any readers of Kristen Hanna, I think they're filming The Nightingale, which is starring Elle and Dakota Fanning, which would make sense because it's set in Nazi-occupied France during World War II, but they might just be filming here for streets and stuff. So our lovely waitress recommended some dishes because we've never had this kind of food before. I know what matzo ball soup is, but I've never had it. So we got one of those to share. And then I got the chicken paprikash, which she recommended, and Tony got stuffed peppers. Oh, yay. Thank you. Wow.
Enjoy.
Oh my gosh. Matzo ball.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Is it? That's really good.
Pause break in the music for satisfying food sounds.
Oh my god.
It's good.
That is so good. Wow. It's good. Oh my god.
That is like the best meatball I've ever had. Well, our sample size for Hungarian food is still relatively small, but that was some of the best food I think we've had so far.
I think that's like one of my top meals in our
Yeah.
travels. That was so good.
That was so good. Now, I know that like the place we went to the other day was touristy, but in comparison to this, oh my gosh, this was delicious.
Was that all traditional Jewish dishes or Hungarian?
It's Jewish Hungarian dishes. I don't know if it's just one or the other or just a mix of both, but
Bomb.
bomb.
Do we need to acknowledge my outfit change?
Sarah bought a new outfit.
I packed like a freaking idiot for this trip because before coming, I think I was stressing about the Ryanair baggage and I was like, oh, I'll just buy clothes there. And then yesterday, I didn't buy any clothes. So when I woke up to get dressed this morning, I didn't have any clothes.
She was wearing my flannel from yesterday earlier
And then
on.
we looked two matching twins and I was like, I'm not about this.
What makes it so easy to fall in love with this place is the architecture. It's beautiful here. That's been said many times, of course, but it is, in fact, ridiculously beautiful. So, quick update, we spent $39 today, a huge improvement from day one.
Thermal baths are a big part of the history and culture here in Budapest, and some of them have become very, very popular, and the price reflects that. So instead, we're heading to one of the oldest, or perhaps the oldest, Turkish bath here in Budapest. But it's a little bit obscure because we think they built a hospital around it. But still, at 5,700 forint, it's still about half the price as the big name ones. For what we're hoping is a similar experience. Now to get there, it's about a 15-minute ride up the river on the tram.
Still learning the public transit system here, the tram didn't actually take us quite as far as we needed to. We actually had to hop on and hop off the bus for the rest of the way up. Then it was a short walk to this gorgeous park. And yep, the baths are totally in a hospital, or at least connected to one. We're told it's easy to find though, just follow the signs and once you see the headless statue, you've made it. Headless statue, there we go. It says, everyone says look for the headless statue. 5,700 for a person. You get a wristband, a locker, and access to all the baths and saunas. For reference, Szimpla, the really famous one around here, is more than double the cost of this one. And in the morning, we have it all to ourselves.
I will say it's mostly awesome because we have it all to ourselves.
Yeah. So again, why you get the places in the morning, and it's not even early. It's like 9 o'clock. Yeah. We're here at 9, and we have the bath pretty much to ourselves right now. It is quite nice. It feels very hygienic. I mean, and I hope so. It's kind of connected to a hospital, so. Well, that was worth it and relaxing. I say I definitely prefer this one over going to the more popular one, just because in my head I envision that being like Blue Lagoon, where it's just a massive amount of people, probably looks really cool, maybe a little gross. This one was very hygienic, went a lot of people, and it still was one of the oldest baths, so it still looked pretty cool.
I feel like a zombie.
Yeah, super relaxed.
I feel like if I ate beforehand and had water, I could have stayed in there the full 3 hours.
So you do get 3 hours. We stayed, what, an hour and a half? So.
Speaking of eating, we're going to keep following the river up north to find a local snack. They call it Langosh. And again, Hungarian friends, please help with that pronunciation. So, what exactly is Langosh? From our understanding, it's a traditional Hungarian street food. Deep fried dough that's crispy on the outside and soft in the middle. And we were told sour cream, cheese, and garlic is the only acceptable answer for toppings. Now, you can get these all over Budapest, and you can get any plethora of toppings you want. But for the best ones, you typically listen to the locals, even if that requires you venturing a little further to the outskirts of the city, to a mildly sketchy looking underpass. But that's what these bus passes are for. Sorry, mine got a little beat up. these bus passes.
One Langosh with sour cream, cheese. Yes.
One piping hot Langosh for just 1,400 forint.
It is fresh and it smells really good. It reminds me of like an elephant ear, but the savory kind, not like the sweet powdered sugar.
Cue more satisfying food expressions. I honestly don't know how we're gonna top this one anywhere else. It was that good.
Kind of a funny story when I was looking for like a good one to eat, because like I said, I didn't want to do just like the touristy ones. I went in a deep dive and read it, and this one came up a bunch of times and people were like, yeah, it's under an overpass.
Literally, people ask us all the time how we find like the places we go to. Dig through Reddit, because it's usually local people and they love to fight. So you're gonna see battles between who has the best what and like just big debates. So that's how we find like a lot of
that's how we find a lot of our restaurants, at least.
including food stands under a bridge that Tony leads me to.
Might feel a little sketch, but I promise it's not.
It's not sketch.
It's not sketch. Also, so we didn't know really how to eat these things. So we had a little debate because Sarah is pro folding it. I was pro just ripping off pieces and eating it.
We saw people do it.
We saw people doing both.
I because my hands weren't getting in the cheese.
That's fair, yeah. Sarah, you want to know something funny? That was such a quick stop. This is our same bus driver.
That's embarrassing.
Where are we going? Why are we going there? And what's your hack?
We're going to the castle because I want to. That's it. My hack is to not walk up all of the stairs. We're going up to the castle, which we actually have a view of from our hotel window. We haven't gone up there yet. It looks beautiful every single day that we see it. And I think it's supposed to be really pretty at the top with really great views of the river.
Plus, after accidentally blowing our budget on the first day, paying 4,500 forint on the funicular wasn't exactly appealing. So we went looking for a workaround. And I found that there is a free escalator near the Foundry Courtyard that gets you most of the way up.
So what?
So it's like the escalators in Vegas. Don't know how much walking our escalator saved us, but it was nice.
It's cool to see the city from this angle. Totally worth the trip even if you don't pay to go into any of the things like the castle. Still of the opinion that a little extra exercise was worth not taking the funicular too, but I do get the appeal.
I was trying to race to the top because I think the soldiers were doing something, maybe a changing of the guard. Just missed it though, but it is a great day to be out here. Sun's out, you get obviously the people out, you get to see the funicular, the bridge, Parliament Building is in clear view. I think we're gonna go there next. Yeah, love this city, man. I love I think the older I get, the more I start to appreciate architecture. So a city like this is just absolutely gorgeous, even with the construction going on, as you can hear in the background.
So all around Budapest, there's these little Easter eggs. There's a sculptor who made tiny little art figurines, and if you type his name in on Google Maps, you can find out where all they are. But we're standing right by one.
Oh, it's Kermit.
Also remember that movie set we walked through briefly? They're filming over here too. I'm excited for when this movie comes out so we can point out all of the filming locations.
The Hungarian Parliament Building is probably the most recognizable structure in all of Budapest, which means, naturally, there's a ticketed tour. Now, normally we'd confidently tell you whether the 45-minute interior tour is worth it, but in the interest of preserving a rapidly depleting budget, we stayed outside and admired for free, like the financially responsible travelers we're attempting to be. But if you're the kind of person that gets excited about architecture, history, or absurdly ambiguous buildings, this place goes deep. Inside, there's 10 courtyards, 27 staircases, 29 stairways, 13 elevators, and nearly 700 rooms. With all these grandiose buildings around, truth be told, I was most excited to watch a fully automated lawnmower. Am I getting old? On the other side of the Parliament building, lined along the river, is a memorial. Thousands of Jewish people here were executed by members of Hungary's fascist Arrow Cross militia during World War II. And as somber as places like this are to stand in front of, they also feel important. We spent a little while walking quietly along the river after this.
Man.
It's rare that a city feels this exciting without having to spend so much money. So by the end of the night, we said what the hell, and grabbed pizza at a spot called Pizzeria Bella Napoli. Sometimes you're just craving a slice. And even with that, that's only $46 spent on the day, leaving us with $64. Quick note, this is the part where a responsible travel creator would say, we strategically chose this place for the storytelling purposes. We didn't. I just thought it looked good.
We decided to stop by Central Market because why not? It's actually a pretty cool market. It looks like it's an old train station. There's a bunch of different shops, there's souvenirs, there's meat. We're gonna try to find the famous chimney cakes up here somewhere. It's not gonna be the cheapest one, so we'll find, but since we're here, we might as well try it.
To prevent myself from butchering this, chimney cake is the English name for these creations.
Traditional small chimney cake.
It's a pastry typically rolled in cinnamon, vanilla, or walnut, wrapped around a metal cylinder and toasted.
This is a good first stop, and then we'll try and compare different ones.
So it was solid, just could have been a bit fresher for $3,000 for it. I swear we're a lot better at this budgeting thing, but maybe it's more of a realistic middle ground for the average traveler. Who knows? If this helps you figure out what to do or what not to do, I'm gonna say we did our job.
We took the tram back to the Buda side of the city. There's another restaurant that was recommended here that offers good local food.
First up, more goulash. I feel like it's one of those things where we have to try it anywhere it's offered. For our mains, rice and meat, and another chicken pepper crush for Sarah.
Delicious food. However, I think I preferred the food at the other lunch spot we went to last time more. And then we got a cottage cheese dumpling for dessert, which I think is like a Hungarian traditional dessert. Not quite my jam, but I'm glad we tried it.
Okay. That was fast. No, first time going down almost did. Escalators are fast, they don't stop for nothing.
On our final day, we returned to look for some more ruined art. and ended up at one, I think it's called Chindesh. Anyway, in terms of atmosphere, it's more like a regular bar with a layout equally as wide as Szimpla Kert. Old floor lamps, toys from an era long ago, nailed to the walls and ceiling. An old bathtub cut into chairs. You know, the usual bar layout.
Jesus.
Overall, this was a really cool place, and we ended up spending a little under $4,600 for rent for our beers. And then we decided to go back to Szimpla Kert, this time to get some answers on how ruin bars became a thing. Like I said before, we came here to ask questions, so shout out to Martin for taking time to chat.
This was the main building in a gym which got to. There was like a living people, rooms and everything, but 25 years before my boss bought it, a lot of artists came here and like ruined it like we see it today.
Is it more touristy now, or is
Yeah,
local still
yeah,
come
it
here?
is like a 95%. It's just tourists, yeah.
Are there still like local ones around, or is it just
Sometimes we have a few concerts where there are Hungarians coming to play, and then they are coming, the Hungarians. But the most of the time it's just like tourists, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This wasn't supposed to be a food tour, but slowly it started to evolve into one. Not exactly the smartest play when you're pinching pennies. Well, we walked past this chimney cake spot and saw them making them fresh. And as they say, there's always a compartment for dessert. And if you know me, I have a serious sweet tooth. Oh yeah.
So we wanted to try another chimney cake. Everywhere else has been like $3,000. This was like half the price. So we got one with pistachio cream.
We spent $95 on our final night and spent a grand total of $274 on food and activities, plus another $300 for 4 nights of accommodations. So to catch you up to speed, this is what happens when your plans fall apart and you book a last-minute trip to a city that you've never been to. Things go wrong, you buy the wrong pass, end up eating at the most touristy place you can find on your first day, but you make the most of it. Between the few things that went wrong, a lot of things went right. We found incredible food,
Oh my God.
explored a city we weren't even supposed to be in yet, and had the kind of experiences you can't really plan for. The best thing about living in Europe is the cheap flights, so next we're heading to Rome, hopefully to experience it the same way we did Budapest. So if you want to follow along, make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you on the next detour.